Alright boys, October the 20th, 7:05. It's about 37 degrees out here. Cool. We're going to look at two competitors units here with the, you might call them a Manticore. The HF2 Coil on this DS2. We'll be using that part of that old square nail there. Alright. Now, these 2x4s here. That 10-karat gold ring is under there. I'll show it to you. I'm checking this for make sure it's sanitary. Now, as far as what's down there in the ground, I can't say, okay? But the foam and the bores, that gold ring is down there. Under all those 2x4s, this is 111 kilohertz single frequency. Speed 1. See, it's giving ID on it. Alright, now it's not the most accurate ID, but it's not bad. Okay? You see the ring there. That's the ring we're going to use. A 10-karat gold ring that reads 53 in the 53 kilohertz band. I'll show you here, okay? You see that? This ring reads about 17 on that Manticore. This video here could be very eye-opening for folks, okay? If I can duplicate what I've already seen, okay, I've done looked at it. Stay tuned. Okay, camera back on. This is the Manticore all-terrain low conductors. I want you to hear this gold ring and see it. You see the ID of it, right? 18 in all-terrain low conductors. Now I'm going to have to turn this camera back off, okay? We're going to remove the gold ring. Now, here's the nail. It's going to stay. The nail's going to stay there at that distance beneath the coil and above the gold ring. Okay, this is horseshoe button out. And I'm going to show this machine with a level disc you see in it right there. We'll talk about that a little later. So you hear that. I'm matching a horseshoe button. Okay, so you see that where it's painting that nail. There's no non-ferrous target down there right now, okay? That's the call height I'm going to be sweeping this detector to, above that nail. Turn this camera off. Okay, camera back on. Now this is the DS2 Speed 1 6.8 disc silencer one over just the nail, the direction I'm going to be sweeping. 53 kilohertz band. So you hear that. No notch in the machine. We're going to change to the 29 kilohertz band because I've not looked at it yet. So you hear what it sounds like. Okay. The gold ring in 29 kilohertz reads 50. It reads 53 in the 53 kilohertz band. Okay. Alright, we're fixing to get started here. Now you put as much stock into this video as you so choose, but this video again is telling the sharpshooter something, okay? Now, I showed you what that gold ring read with this machine, the Manticore. We're going to stay in all-terrain low conductors, okay? We'll look at speed 5 first. I want you to notice this discrimination pattern, okay? Because this is sort of important. Okay, you see the number 16 there. 15. So I've got this machine opening up at 16, okay? 16 to the end of the scale. So if I wanted to go in and select dig and maybe use that gold ring as my standard, like, yeah, there could be some rings that read lower, okay? But you probably start getting into even more smaller modern trash. Okay, so you see the disc setting in there. Okay, I'm going to leave it at upper ferrous limits 8. I'm not moving it. There's no stabilizer in this machine. It's at 24 sensitivity. It's quiet as a mouse. All right. Speed 5. What happens here? This is about 6 1/4 inches above that gold ring. Okay, and you see the nail right there. Looking down, you see what we've got. All right. I will noise cancel the machine one more time. There is air traffic in the area. I hear it. We've got low ceiling here. It's locking up on channel 8. Okay, speed 5. You hear that. You see where that machine is painting though, right? Now I've done showed you what it sounds like with just the nail. Horseshoe going in. You see my ID there. That is speed 5. I'll leave the horseshoe button in. Speed 4. You see what we've got there for a display. It's showing that nail, but you see down there what we've got. Two-way signal. Speed 6. You see that? I'll take the horseshoe off. Clearly can hear that 10-karat gold ring down there, can't you? All right. I'm turning this camera off. We're going to fire up this HF2 coil. We'll look at the 53 kilohertz band and the 29. All right, DS2 is fired up. We're currently in the 53 kilohertz band. This is the fast program. I've not looked at any other program doing this, okay? There is no notch currently in the machine. Now, I didn't show the Manticore that way. I showed it with a lot of notch, okay? And it didn't have any trouble telling me that non-ferrous target gold ring was down there. Now, it didn't tell me it was a gold ring. It just told me there's a target down there, probably lower conductor. Okay, so there's no notch in the machine. We're in speed 1, pitch 2 tones, okay? This is silencer 1. We'll look at silencer 2. Remember, no notch, large ID selected, FE tit off, okay? So sweeping that target, I'm getting a 7. I'm going to wiggle the coil. I wiggle the coil, I get a 7 or an 8. That's it, okay? Silencer 2. Sweeps. I get an 8. Wiggle the coil. Still 7 or 8. Reactivity 2. Silencer 2. Sweeps. Iron ID is turned off. I've got an 8, 7, and a 9. I'm wiggling the coil. I don't see nothing in that screen but a 7 or an 8. Silencer 1, speed 2. Sweeps. I got a 7 or 8. I'm going to wiggle the coil. I can't make anything out but a 0.7 or a 0.9 changing. Okay, so we'll leave the machine in silencer 1 for now. We're at 95 sensitivity. I will remove that nail at the end of this video. Remember now, I was running disc on that, they call it disc on the Manticore, okay? We're going to put some notch in this machine. Now, this ring reads 53. 53 kilohertz band on an air test. I'm going to stop the notch at 40. Silencer 1. Speed 2. What happens here? One-way signal. Okay. What about ID when I do get signal? I got a 20. At times, 19, or there's a 9 that time. Okay. Speed 2.5. One-way signal. Speed 3. We're still in silencer 1. One-way signal, no ID. Oops. Speed 1.5. A 9 in the window. 14. One-way signal. Speed 1. Still silencer 1. A 9, there's 11. So two-way signal there. Occasionally. Not much though. No ID, hardly to speak of. Speed 0.5, silencer 1. I got a 9 in the window. I'm getting two-way signal sometimes. So I had to run the machine very, very slow there, okay? Silencer 2. Speed 1. I'm getting one-way signal. You see that? I got a 10 in the meter. I got a 14. Okay? So you got to see that. That's the 53 kilohertz band. You see it right there in the screen. We're going to switch to the 29. Now this ring, remember I had the notch in the 53 kilohertz band run to 40. The ring air tested 53. It air tested 50. So I'm 10 points under now in the 29 kilohertz band to the air test value. Silencer 2. Speed 1. I'll noise cancel it since we switched bands. Speed 1. Silencer 2. 29 kilohertz. All right. Speed 2. One-way signal. No ID. Speed 2.5. Still silencer 2. No ID. One-way signal. You see that? All right. Silencer 1, 29 kilohertz band. speed 1. Got 17 in the meter. Two-way signal. But again, yeah, maybe not. There's a lot of one-way signal in there. We're going to increase the speed to 1.5. No ID. So you got to hear that. Speed 2. No ID. Iron tit is off. Now remember that. No ID. Okay, I'm going to turn this machine off. I'm going to leave. So I saved that baby. All right, I'm turning this machine off. We're going to turn it back on, but I will turn the camera off since it takes a while to boot up. I'm turning this Manticore back on. All right. There's speed 6 in the window. I'm not noise canceling since I turned it back on. What happens here? I've still got all that notch in this machine there. You see it right there? Disc notch. I will noise cancel it. Okay. You hear that. You see the screen there. Speed 6. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera off. We're going to turn this DS2 back on. All right, this DS2 is back on. It's come up in speed 1, okay? Silencer 1, speed 1 and a 29, or reactivity 2, 29 kilohertz band. We'll sweep a few more times here. It's got the 0 to 40 notch. Remember that ring reads 50. A lot of one-way signal, okay? .53 kilohertz band, speed 2. Silencer 1. I'll noise cancel it real quick. I'm not going to show the 89 kilohertz band. I've not even looked at it on this. Speed 2, silencer 1, 53 kilohertz band. Slow sweep through there. Real slow sweep. Any kind of speed to it. One-way signal. I'm going to leave the machine in this configuration right here. Now the notch is in it. You heard pitch 2 in this video. With this detector, you see the notch in the machine. I'm going to remove this nail. Okay. You see the meter reading there. Okay. I'll lay this nail down over here and let you all see. I'm not no bullshitter from the top of that diamond. Well, I'll just set it on the phone. That ring's not that thick. You see that ruler there, what we've got, right? You see that, all right? Is that ring out of depth detectable range in the ground, mild ground? I would say it probably ain't. I don't think it is with this machine, okay? But they both got subjected to the same scenario. The Manticore speeds 4, 5, and 6. I don't even know if I showed 7 or 8 or not, but we could hear that ring with that notch or disc in that machine. Two-way signal with ID. I never seen anything ID-wise close on that machine. Everything I showed in this video, okay? And that is the truth. I hope you enjoyed this video.